I hear from veterans all the time who reach out to me for Nexus letters who say they've been told their injury is not service-connected. Often they're told that while they did suffer some injury during service, it was minor and that the complaint should not be as great as the veteran makes it sound. Basically, they're exaggerating the injury, so to speak. Let's talk about that in this video. I'm Dr. David Geier, orthopedic surgeon, sports medicine specialist, and anti-aging and regenerative medicine expert. I help veterans by writing Nexus letters that argue your orthopedic injuries are connected to your military training and service so you can get the compensation you deserve. I've worked with thousands of veterans over the years, whether it was in my practice where they were patients or vets I've worked with by writing Nexus letters as a medical expert, assessing their records and arguing that the injury should be service-connected. I've heard many people think veterans exaggerate their symptoms and complaints, especially when it comes to trying to get ratings for their injuries. I had an attorney say that very thing to me the other day, and he had been in the military himself. I completely disagree. The veterans I've worked with over the years are good people with good character, and they've been honest in their complaints. I know the physical demands of the military, and I know what those demands and stresses can do to the body. Plus, studies show this idea that veterans exaggerate their symptoms just isn't true. Research has demonstrated that injury exaggeration is relatively rare among service members. One study found that only 6% admitted they had exaggerated symptoms of an injury. I just don't see it that often. I really don't. I'm not sure I ever see it now that in people that I write Nexus letters, I find out what demands they had in the service, what the nature of their specific injury is, and almost always it exactly correlates with the symptoms they describe, like an ACL tear. You know, that just as an example, a huge injury of the knee, but for some reason people think, oh, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's a terrifically impactful injury. The knee swells up like a balloon after that ligament tears. The knee becomes unstable. You struggle with range of motion. You struggle with strength. Then you're very likely needing surgery and months and months and months of rehab just to get back to the activities you want to do, and then a much higher risk of arthritis. And then we say, oh, that person's exaggerating the symptoms, shouldn't be having trouble 5 years out. That's just one example. There's tons, but I just don't see this idea that they exaggerate symptoms the way that there seems to be this perception among some raters, not all for sure, but among some, and then even people in and out of the military that think that that a lot of these injuries and a lot of these complaints are largely overblown. I just don't see that. Now, if you have ideas for topics for future videos for this channel, whether it's injuries, risk factors, details about Nexus letters and DBQs, or really anything else, leave those in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the bell to be notified when I release a new video. If you yourself are interested in a Nexus letter for your injury and condition, click the link in the description below and you'll learn more about working with me and my team. We do everything we can to make the process as quick as possible and as easy as possible for you. And I work hard to write a Nexus letter that gives you the best chance of success in your claim. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to helping you more.